Flosstube, it's Jerry Caudill, the Yankee Creek Stitcher. I'm finally back. Today is Thursday, December 31st of 2020. It's the last day of this extremely long, difficult year. Glad it's about over. So I wanted to come back and finish the year on a great note and share with you what I've been up to. And today I'm going to share with you finishes and full finishes for 2020. I have so much to share and I wasn't sure how to tackle it. So I thought the best way to go about it was to share my finishes with you in this video, and then I'm going to record either this evening or tomorrow my yearly whip update. So my whips that I'll be taking into 2021. And last year I did stitch or ditch, and I think I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to have some ditches that I think are going to surprise some people. So stay tuned for that. I'll be posting that this weekend because I figured a lot of us will be stitching and watching Flosstubes, because that's what I've been doing most of the year, and it's going to be kind of crappy this weekend. So, but I do want to thank all of you so much. I've had so many people message me and comment on my last Flosstube, just checking in on me, making sure we're okay. I just lost the bug to record Flosstube videos. They're a lot of work, and I just lost the want to do them. I've continuously watched Flosstube. My last one was in March, but I've kept up with Flosstube and I've been stitching a lot. But everything is absolutely perfect and well with me and my family. But I'll share with you just a few updates job-wise. I know in March I was part-time with Medline. Medline is nationwide. Actually, we may be worldwide. I'm not certain on that, but I know we're nationwide. And it's a medical supply warehouse. We supply every single thing that you would find in a hospital, doctor's office, surgical centers. If you're ever in a hospital, doctor's office, look for anything with Medline on there, because there's probably some stuff in there. But since then, because I love my job, it's 9 miles from my home. It's a great company to work for. But since then, you know, school shut down. I had my bus route, school shut down. And I really enjoyed being at Medline, and I was only there part-time. So once everything shut down, of course, I have not worked this entire year. I know a lot of folks have lost jobs and laid off, and I worked the entire time. I did not have any time off this year. You know, supplying hospitals, of course that was essential. And my husband's a state trooper, so he's worked the whole time as well. So we've been busy with our jobs. But like I said, I had the bus route, school shut down. So I made the decision to sell my bus route. So I'm no longer a bus driver. And I went full-time at Medline. And when I went full-time, I was working 8 to 4:30. A lot of days was 9, 10, 11-hour days there. So I wasn't getting home until 7, 8 o'clock. So I had the opportunity, I had the opportunity to go to a 3 a.m. shift about 2 months ago. You know, that was always an option, but I'm like, there is no way that I will be able to handle working 3 a.m. shift, going in at 3, but you get off at 11:30. So you have the whole day ahead of you. You know, working 8 to 4:30, I couldn't go to the post office or even the bank. Just the little things you don't even think of. So I decided to give it a try because my daughter works there as well, and she went to the 3 a.m. shift and she said it was the best thing ever. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm tired of coming home so late. It has been fabulous. I love it. I take ZQL about 7 o'clock. I'm asleep by 8:30, get up 2-ish and get to work at 3. And even if I do work 10-hour shifts, I'm home at 1:30. So it's been great. More stitchy time, more time at home, more time to do pretty much whatever I want to the rest of the day. So I absolutely love it. Love my job. Of course, my husband has stayed busy with his job, so our careers and health-wise, everything is fabulous. We've had some family members catch the COVID and have recovered from that. My daughter did test positive a couple weeks ago. She had very mild, it was more like bronchitis. The doctor was even surprised that she came back positive for COVID. But nonetheless, she, you know, dealt with that for a few days and it's totally fine. Oh, and she, family-wise, my daughter, my oldest daughter, graduate student at Vanderbilt, her and her husband are doing fabulous there. And they moved to Franklin since then, Franklin, Tennessee. Absolutely love it there. She has about 2.5 more years to go to get her PhD. So she's halfway there. And then my youngest daughter, she actually moved out a few months ago. So my husband and I are empty nesters. It's been great. You know, initially it's hard to adjust to, but, you know, we raised our girls to be strong, independent people. And so, you know, they're capable of taking care of themselves. We did what we needed to do as parents, and you know, they're able to enjoy their lives independently. And my husband and I are, you know, on a whole new adventure. We want to travel and just being able to go and do without having to, you know, check to see if we needed to make dinner or other plans with my youngest daughter. It's been kind of weird and it's been kind of nice. You know, we're enjoying it, and we have some plans for the year, next year, some vacation plans and stuff. So everything is great. I never expected my hiatus from Flosstube to be 9 months, 8 or 9 months. I never dreamed that would happen, but I sincerely appreciate everyone that's checked in. Like I said, comments and messages on Instagram and on the Flosstube. I thank you so much for checking on me. It means the world to me, and it's just hard to believe that I have so many people that would watch me and actually care. So it makes me feel so good. Thank you so much. So yeah, I decided to go out. You know, 9 months worth of things to share. It would be, you know, a 3 or 4 hour video. So I thought, let's share finishes and fully finished items. And then in my whip parade, I will be able to show you my starts that I had this previous year, and then what I will be carrying over into 2021. So I guess let's just hop right into it. Make sure I told you everything I wanted to tell you. Okay. Oh, and I did have a few comments about my hair in my last video. And some people know, and I love telling people that this is a wig. This is not my hair. This is actually a wig, and I absolutely love it. I have always had fine, thin hair that didn't grow a lot, and I've dealt with that for 47 years now. But about a year ago, I don't know if maybe I was watching a Flosstube and one popped up as a recommendation. I don't remember what led me into looking into it, but did lots of research on YouTube, and the quality of wigs now are amazing. And if people are interested, I will do a separate video on details of it and everything. But this is, if anybody knows about any wigs, this is Raquel Welch, W-E-L-C-H, the actress. It's her wig line, and this style is called Unfiltered. And the shade I have on today is shaded Cappuccino, and the one in my last floss tube was shaded Biscuit. So quick info for anybody that was interested. They're fabulous. I absolutely love it. I wear this everywhere I go when I leave the house, except work. I don't wear it to work. I work in a warehouse. I'm not worried about wearing a wig to work in a warehouse. So I go to the grocery store. I go, well, don't go very many places anymore, but anytime I left the house, I just throw my wig on. And that's another fabulous thing about them. You just throw it on. They're already styled. You're ready to go in 2 minutes. Fabulous. So if you're interested in hearing any more details about it, I can do a separate video on that. Okay, so I think that was all the little hits that I wanted to make. Okay, so we're just going to go down the line in order of, it's going to be in order that I started them, and then I'll tell you the start date and the finish date. And I don't have my project cards with the details of the fabric. Some things I will know, and some things, if you have questions and I don't give the information you're wanting info on, just ask in the comments below. And that's another thing I'm going to get better about, is replying to specific comments. And if it's several comments about the same thing, I will address it in my floss tube. Okay, so that's the spiel for that. Let's get going into these finishes. Okay, so we're going to start out first with, I have 4 cross stitch finishes from 2018. I started back into Flosstube. I started back into cross stitching in mid to late 2018. And this is one of them. I didn't have the exact start date, so it was probably around August, September, October timeframe that I started this one. And it is fully finished, and I have them all stored over here. So okay, this is First Encounter. This was a magazine, it was a magazine chart, and I don't even remember what the magazine was called, but I think I do still have the pattern. I know a couple people had asked about the pattern in my last floss tube, and I will get back to those questions and get you information. If not commenting directly, I will share it in my next floss tube. Okay, so this is First Encounter. It's the chickadees. And I believe I actually got this chart from Michelle Garrett at least a year ago, because I started it in 2018 and I finished this February 4th of 20. And I probably shared my finish of this, but it is now fully finished. And you can see it's falling out of the tray. This is a little tray I had bought at a little antique store, not antique store, but kind of like a yard sale store. And I sanded it down. I don't even know. Give us this day our daily bread. But I sanded it down and then just put some the dark brie wax on there. I didn't even stain it. I just put the wax on there to make it this darker color. And this is just a flat finish. It's on mat board. Hot glued it down there, and it just rests in there. That way if I want to switch it out, I can. So I measured the dimensions just below the handle, so it just sits down in there just like that, and it sits on my buffet table in my dining room. Very happy with that one. Next we have, this one's not fully finished, just a finish. I started this one December 5th of 2018, and I finished it November 17th of this year. And through the year, I decided I needed to focus on getting my older cross stitches finished. So that's what I've been doing. And I've been, instead of any type of rotation or just switching every few days of what I was stitching, I stayed focused on projects until I got them done. I just figured if I wanted to get anything done, I needed to focus on one and get it done. And so that's what I did. And it's been very fruitful for me to do that. And I've really enjoyed it. So this is Happy Christmas by Prairie Schooler. You see the 2 different greens on this. I started with the dark green that was called for, and it was kind of dark on this fabric. I believe this is Gunmetal by Weeks. And I switched to the lighter green. The trees that are the lighter green, I think, shows up a little bit better. So love this. And this will probably be just a flat fold or a probably framed, one or the other. Haven't decided for sure what I'm going to do on that one. Okay, number 3. Oh yes, I gotta grab it here. It is by the Primitive Hair, Eel Queen. I started her December 8th of 2018, and I finished her February 12th of 20, but then I just fully finished her just 3 or 4 months ago in time for Christmas. I love this finish. So yeah, Eel Queen, Primitive Hair. I believe I did use all the called for flosses. I did stitch 2 over 2. I think this was a 32 count. It's a gray. But I got this platter type thing. I got this one at the Goodwill, and she fit perfectly in there. And this is the silk sari ribbon that I've seen other floss tubers finish with. I just love the rough finish of it. And this is just a solid black that I got off of Etsy. I got a ton of it. I didn't realize how reasonably priced it was, and I absolutely love it. So I plan on getting more colors of it, but I got a ton of just the solid black. And it was like 10 or 12 bucks. So I was thrilled. I just simply twisted it around there and hot glued it in a few spots. And right now she just sits on my buffet table. And with the legs on here, I figured I could like attach some wire if I do want to hang her eventually. Just attach some wire on there to hang her from on a wall, which I'll probably end up doing that. But I was thrilled with this. I just love the old look of the tray. Oh, I also forgot to address, there's so much to share. I have a new studio space. When my daughter moved out, that opened up her bigger bedroom. This bedroom is larger than my previous studio. Oh my gosh. I will also be recording a studio tour soon to share with you my beautiful space. It is so bright, so colorful. I have more room. I've watched Heidi Cran's Flosstube. If you don't watch Heidi Cran, go watch Heidi Cran. She's fabulous. And it totally inspired what I did. And I just love her. So check out her video. And I will also be sharing a studio tour with you as well. But yes, there's a different background. I forgot to mention that. And next we have Ebenezer's Christmas. So pretty. I started this one December 30th of 2018, and I finished it November 1st of 20. I absolutely love this, and I have a finishing plan for this. I just haven't stopped to take the time to do it. I wish I would have, because I would have had time to put it up for Christmas. But the vision in my head is absolutely beautiful, so hopefully it turns out that way. And I have several that I want to get fully finished soon, so, and this is at the top of the list. But this is 36 count. I don't remember if I used all the called for colors. If I didn't use the called for, I used whatever I could substitute that I had on hand. So yeah, if you haven't watched all of my Flosstubes, my husband and I always go watch the Christmas Carol for our anniversary. Our anniversary is December 21st. Of course, we didn't get to go this year, so we watched it on TV. So yeah, really, really love this. And I believe I did change a little bit, because I think this chain stitch under the horse and sleigh, I think it was red. It was either red or green. And the wispy here was like green. And I thought, you know, it's supposed to look like he's going through the sleigh, going through the snow on his sleigh. So I made change that to white, and the wispies here white, as if he was going through a snowstorm. But yeah, love this. Can't wait to fully finish this. Like I said, 36 count, and I stitched it 1/2. Okay. And some of these I may have shared on my last Flosstube. I didn't go back and watch it in its entirety, but some of these I did finish, you know, in February, so I may have shared them then. But it's been so long, we've all forgotten, right? This is Seasons in Chalk Spring. It was started February 22nd of 2019, and I finished it February 20th of 2020. I was on a mission. I'm like, I'm going to finish this before the year is up, as from starting it. I believe this is gunmetal as well, Weeks gunmetal. And I don't think I had all the called for floss at the time. I need to put something behind that. Let me grab a sheet of paper. I don't think I had all the floss in my stash that I currently have, but I just substituted close as possible. And I believe somebody did ask for my Floss Conversion, and I will be replying to you, because I think I did make note of it while my floss changes. But love this, love the bright colors. This is in, I think this, oh heck, I think it was in a magazine. It's Priscilla and Chelsea, their Seasons in Chalk, that was then designed by Hands On Design. And I think they were all in magazines. I think so. It's been so long. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. It's a little bit bigger than you can fit into an 8x10 frame. So it's going to be something that either, you know, I mount and hang on something, or, you know, just buy a specific frame for it. So I'm not sure what I want to do with this, but it's finished. Okay, then we have JBW Designs Antique Rooster. I know this is stitched on 32 count Winter's Brew, and the floss I used is Scarlet. Buckeye Scarlet. I'm like, that's not right. Buckeye Scarlet. Absolutely love the variegation of this floss. Ugh, so pretty. And again, this is another one that it's an odd size, so there's not like a specific frame for it to fit into. But I think it's gonna look best. You can see I ironed everything, but I had some finishing ideas, so I had folded around some things to see if it would work. So Hopefully we'll come up with something soon to finish this, but I started this April 5th of 2019 and I finished it just over a year later, April 22nd of 2020. So yeah, love, 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 love. Then we have Casting a Spell by Blackbird Designs. I love this. This is the one that there's 10 little charts in the book that you buy the box, or it was stitched specifically to fit inside this box from Hobby Lobby. Oh, I don't have the item number on here. I did share a few photos on my Instagram of my finishing progress with this because, you know, you get the unfinished wood and then paint it yourself. So I, of course, painted it black, scuffed it up quite a bit, and again, put the dark finishing wax on it. And I also, let me grab it real quick. This is the wax. I got this off of Amazon. It's actually Howard Chalk Teak Dark Paste Wax. So that's what I used. I painted the wood black, scuffed it up, and then just take a paper towel or rag, whatever, and just rub that over there. And it just darkens it up a bit, make it look old. And then also, let me open this up here. The pieces inside of here, this was stitched on Confederate gray, 36 count. Oh my gosh. No, I think this was 32 count, because I stitched it 2/2. Stitch it 2/2, but I know it's Confederate gray, but you can see it looks kind of stained, kind of old. And that is from Walnut Ink. I got this off of Amazon as well. And of course, practice your technique on just a paper towel. You know, spray it a few times to get comfortable if it's the spray pattern. You know, 'cause you definitely don't want to start practicing on your cross stitch piece. But, you know, hold it from different distances away from the cross stitch piece. I absolutely love it. I wanted it to look old and worn and primitive. You can see, like in the Halloween, how it looks dark there. I think it turned out awesome. Absolutely love it. And I think this is the one where it tells you to use Jello pudding boxes and all this other stuff. I put batting behind all of my finishes. I just use mat board. This has probably, I think, 2 pieces of batting under the cross stitch piece. So the mat board, 2 pieces of batting, the cross stitch piece on the top. I hot glued them to the back of the mat board, and I didn't want them to recess all the way down into the bottom of it. I wanted them to stick out as if they, you know, as if they were actually pillows in there. So I had my husband, I told him I just need something like a 1/2 inch thick that I can attach to the back of it to sit down in there so they stand up a bit. And it was, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch PVC pipe, and he cut them down to about 1/2 inch little pieces, and I hot glued it to the back of this mat board and then hot glued it onto the wood piece in the bottom of the box. So they're in there, they're not coming out. I'm not gonna, you know, these were made for this box, and I'm not gonna change them out with anything, so they're in there forever. I just love this. This just stays out all year. I just love looking at it. So pretty. And I do believe I used all the called for flosses in that as well. Okay. Then we have, oh, casting a spell. I had started that April 6th of 2019. A lot of these are started in April of 2019 because I started them for early Stitch Mania. I did early Stitch Mania in 2019. So that one was started April 6th of 2019 and I finished it March 14th of 2020. Next we have Trick or Treat Row by Bent Creek. Let's see. I started this one April 7th of 2019 and I finished it March 22nd of 2020. This is, like I said, Trick or Treat Row by Bent Creek. I used all the called for flosses. I actually bought this as a kit off of probably eBay. It came with the fabric, which was summer khaki. I believe this is 32 count summer khaki, and it came with all the called for flosses. And I actually still had a little bit of floss left even after that. So yeah, this was one of the boards. The stars were already in it, and across here, I think it said Live, Laugh, Love on right there. I'm not totally thrilled with this finish. I may keep it on here, I'm not sure. But all I did was, this is some fabric that I had. And I just cut it to size because I think the words actually start over here. Yeah, the word starts right there. So I wanted those covered up, but I wanted to highlight the stars. So the board was an ivory color board, and I just painted it black, and once again used the wax over the top of it, and I scuffed up the stars really well so those would stand out. And so then I wrapped the fabric around it so you wouldn't see the other words back behind there. So I'm happy with it. I had it out for Halloween like this, but I don't know. I just feel like it needs something else. I don't know if it needs, you know, a hanger on it. I'm happy with the way it is, but I may be changing it up. I'm not sure. It just needs something more around there. Maybe some jute twine, or, you know, something around the edge. I just feel like it needs edged, and maybe something to add a little more height to it. So, but it is finished. Fully finished. Yay. Okay. Next is Fireworks on the 4th from Stone Street Stitchworks. Wow, I actually said that right the first time. That's a tongue twister. Stone Street Stitchworks. I started this one April 16th of 2019, and I finished it March 24th of 2020. So I did fully finish it. This is the finished stitch. I think this was on 32 count cocoa or 35 count cocoa. Oh, heck, I'm not sure. Because I've stitched it 2/2. And I usually stitch 2/2 on usually 28 count. But I don't think I think this is 32 or 35 count. But I finished this. It has the magnet on the back, and I've shared my finish on Instagram. So I'll have to insert a picture of the full finish here. I can't find that white stand that I put this on. So I don't know if I stored, because the cross stitch finishes, if they detach from whatever they're fully finished on, I store those in a plastic container wrapped in tissue paper. But if they don't unattach, of course they stay on where they're at, but I'll put them in a closet or something. But I don't know, I might have, I guess, put the stand away with my summer decor, but I know I told myself keep it out because I can use it for other finishes. So I might have stuck it in the basement or something for the time being. But anyway, yeah, finished this March 24th of 20. Then we have, let me grab this chart so you can understand what all I'm going to tell you about this next one. Just a second. This is Halloween Eve from Blackbird Designs. I started this one April 30th of 2019, and I finished it August 29th of 2020. So that's the pattern, and this is my finish. Let me hold something back. This is my finish. And I used call for unless I didn't have it, and then I used something as similar as I could get it because I love the colors in this chart. So you'll notice the difference in the two is I did not stitch the alphabet at the top, and I did not do the border at the bottom. And it's because I was to the point of I'm kind of over it, ready to move it. I'm ready to have this done and move along. But I think when I picked this back up, I had only stitched the outside border. That's all I had done when I picked it back up this year. So I think I was dreading it because there was so much to stitch. So I decided, don't stitch the alphabet. But I love the urn and the planter there. I love that. And I wanted to figure out some way to fit that in, but I just couldn't. So I'm like, you know what? Just leave out the entire top. You know, I can stitch that into something else, even if it's on its own. I just think it's so pretty. And you know, by the time you get done stitching all of this, you get down to here and you're like, no, not happening. So I just made that call that I wasn't stitching the top and the bottom. And you know what? I love it just as well. Because the main effect I wanted was the huge blackbird and that awesome pumpkin and cat. I just think is so awesome. I love it. So pretty. This was done, oh, I did put the year in here, 2020. This was stitched, I believe this is Confederate Gray as well, Weeks Dye Works Confederate Gray. I know a lot of people don't like to stitch on the old base of Weeks fabric, but I mean, yes, it is more loose and flimsy, but I was okay with it. I think it's okay. So yeah, I do have a full finish idea. Well, I actually have the piece. That's just a matter of getting it onto a flat mount and getting it attached. So I'm anxious to get this together, and I'll share with the fully finished when I get that done. Hopefully soon, because there's several I have that are they just need to be fully finished, and I have the ideas for them. They just need to get done. So, okay. Let's see. I started that April 30th and I finished it August 29th. I don't remember if I said that. The next one I have, the next one I have is Eye of Newt. This is from Kaniki's, and it was in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I always get stuck on that. Anyway, this one was in that magazine, and she has since released another one. This one is called Eye of Newt. She's released another one called Wing of Bat. So this was stitched on, can't really even tell. I think this was stitched on a 28 or 32 count. And it's stitched 1/1. I absolutely love it. And I went by the finishing instructions that they had in the book, somewhat. The fabric, or the stitched fabric, I wanted to, I wanted to look rough, and, I wanted it to match this bottle. So I shredded it, or, cut it, and then pulled some of the fibers out of it. And then I seen McKenna with Stitching in Sequins. She had a full finish that she did, and she like burned the edge of the fabric. And I'm like, I'm gonna try that. So I took a scrap piece first and took my lighter. And, you just gotta be real, you don't stick it to it. You just kind of go back and forth, let the heat start getting it black. So I love how that turned out. And then this was just some black cotton fabric. Oh, and I also sprayed it with the walnut ink. So this is just a piece of black cotton fabric. I frayed the linen, and I frayed this cotton fabric. And I don't think I burned the black cotton fabric, but of course I did spray a lot of the walnut ink on there just to make it look really old and grungy. And this bottle is, it was a tequila bottle. I had some tequila in this, and I wanted just a unique shaped bottle. And I kept the bottle because I like, unique shaped bottles just to display. And I thought that would be perfect size, perfect shape. So yeah, this is, and the finishing instructions in the magazine tells you how to do it. It's, you take black paint and sprinkle cinnamon, ground cinnamon all over it, and then put another coat of black paint on there and sprinkle more cinnamon on it. And I think this is 3 or 4 layers of black paint and cinnamon. And so you can see how rough, and there you can see the cinnamon and stuff on there. So yeah, it's so grungy. And then I just had this netting webbing stuff from Halloween decorations, and I sprayed some walnut ink in that just to dull it up a bit, make it look kind of old, and stuck the cap back on and wound some twine around it. I absolutely love this. Love it, love it, love it. I did, after I finished this, I went ahead and purchased the Wing of Bat chart from Kaniki's, and I haven't started stitching it yet, but it's on my radar because I think it would be so cool to have another one. And I'm hoping she comes out with another one, because I think it should have 3, not just 2. So hopefully she comes out with a 3rd one. I think it's so cool. Okay. Oh, I started that one September 6th of 2019, and I was on a mission. I thought, I am finishing this within a year, and I finished it September 5th of 2020. So 364 days. Okay, the next one is, oh, okay. This is kind of a pair charts. The charts are kind of, you know, go together. And I guess I had finished this one in 2019. The Something Wicked from Lottie Da. I had finished that, finished the stitching, and you can tell I'm in the middle of fully finishing it. This is the walnut ink. This was stitched on, I think this is just 36 count, 1/2 36 count, and it was, oh, one of the pumpkins from Luminous Fiber Art. So there's a soft pumpkin. Oh, I want to say medium pumpkin. It's not medium pumpkin. Oh, heck. Sorry, Misty. I can't think of it. It's a pumpkin. This was on the darker pumpkin. But what I finished in 2020 was Toil and Trouble. So this is a matching chart, or I think they're matching. The finishing idea I have is they're going to be finished, fully finished, so they can be displayed as a pair. So this is Toil and Trouble by Lottie Da. I started this one September 19th of 2019, and I missed my goal by 3 days. I finished it September 22nd of 2020. And you can see I'm in the middle of fully finishing it because I sprayed it with walnut ink as well. And this was stitched on the soft pumpkin. So just a little bit lighter orange, but you know, still close enough that they go together. But in order to, I did change this because in order to pair them together, I felt like since the shoe was over here and pointing that way, the witch needed to be on this side and point this way. And in the chart, they're on both sides, on the same side, and point to the left. So I reversed it and fit the words in there as best as I could. I think it turned out pretty well. I tried to position the bubbles about the same place, but I just basically flipped that around so that when they're put together, displayed together, I think that'll look good. So yeah, I have a really cool full finishing idea for this as well. I can't wait to get them together. So close. I just need to finish. I just need to figure out, I just don't want it to be a flat fold because the finish I have is like really cool. So I don't want it to just be a, you know, just a rectangle display. So it needs to be, I don't know, kind of, I'm not sure what to do. I've considered burning it. Burning the edges like I did the Eye of Newt somehow, some way. I don't know. That's what I'm stuck on. Other than that, I'm really anxious to get these together. They're going to be together before this Halloween, so. Okay. Next is, love this one. This was started November 21st of 2019. My birthday from 2019. This was my birthday start. And I finished it October 13th of 2020. This is Shakespeare's Peddlers Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler. Absolutely love this. Love, love, love this. And I believe I did have all the called for flosses. This is, oh gosh. I don't remember. Oh, this, I think this was 32 count from Artiste brand at Hobby Lobby that I tea and coffee dyed. No. I don't know. I had vintage country mocha that I also tea and coffee dyed, but I think this is the Artiste brand. It's tea coffee dyed, and absolutely love this. Love this. And I have a finishing idea for it, and I'm super excited about getting it in there because it's another old rustic finish. But it turned out beautifully. I absolutely love it. What did I take? Oh, I believe there was a year over here. I don't remember what the year was. And I thought, I don't know if I want to put the year in there. I didn't want to put 2020 in there. So I just kind of, did I use the, no. I used similar style to the letters that were in here. See the J, I pulled the J down here and just try to look similar. So yeah, love that piece. Okay, almost there. I believe I shared these with you on my last Flosstube, but they were a 2020 finish, so I'm just gonna throw them in there anyway. These are Heart and Hands, the Collector's Heart series, 2001 and 2002. I have stitched up. Not sure how I want to fully finish these yet. I don't know if I want to do flat folds, you know, flat fold ornament, or pillows for a double. So they're still hanging on this is my design wall. This is a quilt I stitched for my youngest daughter for her graduation. She's 21 now. So it is on her priority list, is before I start making huge quilts again, this is going to get quilted and finished for her so she can have it. But I wanted to throw a quilt up here so you wasn't looking at it, just a white, plain old white design wall for my Flosstube. So my finished stitches that I haven't fully finished is usually up on my design wall behind me. But since I'm sharing all of them with you today, I had to put something back up there to, give a little visual interest. Okay, so those were both started in January of 20, and I finished them in just a couple weeks a piece, a week or two a piece. So those are both finished in January, so I'm pretty sure I've shared those with you already. Then we have, love this chart. This is Heartstring Sampson, Baby It's Cold Outside. I had this in my stash for a long time, but in February 14th, Floss Tubers, just stitchers, joined in to start this February 14th. Well, Leanne of Lost and Floss lost her battle with cancer in January. So in her memory, everyone decided, let's do this, because she had started stitching it and had done a stitch along for it. So I started because I'd already had it, and I absolutely love this chart. And so I started this February 14th and I finished it December 18th. So just a couple weeks ago. Absolutely gorgeous. This was stitched on 40 count tumbleweed 1/2. And I don't think I had all of the called for, I'm pretty sure I didn't use, yeah, I think I kind of converted to whatever I had in my stash. I know the letters is wood smoke, which I absolutely loved the variation. And it was very similar to the called for floss. The only changes I made was the dots in the border. They were red, and I didn't want it to look Christmassy because the only thing Christmassy was to me was doing that red and green border. So I just did white, and I figured, you know, this could easily stay up all the way through winter. And the only other change I made was, you know, the words, look out at that storm, listen to the fireplace roar, baby, it's cold outside. Well, in the chart, the chimneys didn't have any smoke. And I'm thinking, well, they're there, and it's talking about a winter storm in the fireplace roaring. So if the fireplace is roaring, there needs to be some smoke coming out of those chimneys. And I used Christmas Village by Prairie Schooler. I had stitched the smoke for their chimneys and really liked it. I thought, man, that looks really good. So I thought, you know what? I am going to pull that and stitch that as my smoke in these chimneys. It looks like it's blowing, you know, by the wind. So I thought it turned out really great. I had a little bit of visual interest to it. But I realized, I knew people had talked about Beth charting a cardinal for this. Well, I didn't go and look at the cardinal before my husband just sent me a text and said he was going to start making the potatoes for our dinner. Sorry for that interruption. Oh, but Beth had charted a cardinal to put in this, but I didn't go and look to see it yet. I thought, okay, well, once I get this stitched, I thought it was maybe just added small somewhere, but it's actually in place of a couple of these trees. So, well, it's just going to have to be as it is, even though I do love cardinals. So yeah, love this finish. Not sure. It'll probably be framed more than likely, as opposed to just doing a flat fold. But I haven't came across anything else yet, so. But yeah, I love this. Okay. Yes. The one that I did fully finish, that I had finished this in 2019. Sorry, there's some snowflakes not wanting to settle. This is Luminous Fiber Arts Holly Jolly, and I fully finished it for this Christmas. So I'll insert a picture of this framed piece before I did what I did to it. So I took out the seahorse that was in there, just took out the back of it. I'll show you my backside. It's very easy to get off. And so I reused the wood piece that it was attached to, since already fit in there perfectly. I just reused it. I put a piece of batting, the board and the batting, and this cross stitch piece on it, and hot glued it to the back. I used, maybe a tablespoon or two of the little plastic snowflakes and sealed it in there. Easy peasy, sorry for the glare. But isn't that cute? It was like the perfect size. And I have a set of 3 of these. I think I got it at like Kohl's. It was like a seahorse and seashell and something else. So I have 2 more of these. So I need a couple more little charts to fit in there. And she has some cute little charts that will go right with this. So I have to look at them and see which ones I want to put together. And then I just took some greenery picks and bells and tied me a bow and stuck it on there. So it's ready to go. And then this chart, I had actually started this year and finished this year. This is Parson Brown from Not Forgotten Farm. I've actually heard a couple of floss tubers mention they were going to be stitching this. I started this July 13th of 20. And, oh, because I did this for Christmas in July. It was my only Christmas in July piece. I started it and finished it in July. So I started July 13th. I finished it July 26th. So this is Parson Brown. So flipping cute. And it was stitched on possibly Legacy. I'm not sure. I think it's Legacy. Yeah, quick little stitch. Love how it turned out. This was a piece of, well, not a piece, it was, you know, the little blocks that has the, it said something on there. It was my daughter's from college and she wasn't using it anymore. So I just painted it. It's like an elephant gray and mounted the piece on there, and he just needed something else. So I took mica flakes. I got 2 little jars of it from Amazon, but just mica flakes, and brush some glue on there, sprinkle the snow on there, and that was it. And put this little finishing ribbon. It came twisted like that on the roll, so easy peasy. And this snow was a little hanger by itself. That's the only thing it was. So my husband drilled 2 little itty bitty holes in there. So I stuck the wire in there and in the bottom of the box to put them together. And I think it was just, I don't think I painted this. I think it was this. Seems like I took something off, but it had the white painted up there to look like snow. So I just touched some glue on there and sprinkled the mica flakes on that as well, just to, you know, kind of put it all together. And then of course stuck me a bow and glued a little button, little tree on there. Love this. So cute. Quick and easy. That's the way I like it. So yeah, there we go. And I had 2 other little finishes. I stitched Christmas ornaments to give as gifts. And oh, that was something else I did not update you on, was our holidays. We usually have, for instance, Thanksgiving, we'll go to 2 or 3 different places. Christmas, we have 6 different Christmases spread across a week or 2. But this year we had 1. We had 1 Christmas. And that was here at my home. Me, my husband, my 2 daughters, and son-in-law. That was our only Christmas. It was great. We had delicious food, had wonderful presents, had wonderful time together playing games. It was just kind of sad. But anyway, I stitched an ornament for each of them since my youngest is out now and has her own Christmas tree. She got her own ornament, and I don't have them. Of course, they have them now, so I'll insert a picture here of their ornaments. Love how those turned out. The chart was from, oh goodness, it was just cross stitch, one of the Christmas ornaments issues, probably 2018, I would guess, but it was from the Little Stitcher. It was all DMC, and actually have one here because I'm going to stitch a couple more. I want to stitch one for myself. So yeah, it's about halfway done, but you can honestly stitch this in like a day. it really doesn't take that long, and so simple and so cute. And I was just going to leave it just as the pillow with the little hanger, and I stitched that twine on there, and oh my gosh, I thought it looked so cute. So yeah, that was my Christmas ornaments this year, and I still have a couple more that I need to stitch. And that was another thing. My parents, you know, we sold the store in January, and they now have them a place in Florida, and they are loving life as retirees. So they didn't come up for the holidays, so we're going to do like a Christmas in July type thing when they come back up and it's warmer weather, and hopefully we are in better place than we are right now in the state of the world. So so that's it for my finishes and full finishes in 2020. And like I said, I will be posting this evening, New Year's Eve. And so be on the lookout this weekend. I will be posting my whip parade, and oh my gosh, I have a few less than I did last time. Last time I had 54. So I do have a few less. So that's good. I've been focusing on trying to get those finished. That was my goal this year, was to stitch from stash, not have a whole lot of new starts, and I did really, really good with that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that and more regular updates from me. So I hope and pray all of you have a blessed, healthy 2021. Yeah, just we'll move on from 2020, and we are going to have a great 2021. So, oh, and I get to share with you all my stitchy plans. I do have some stitchy plans for 2021. So be on the lookout for that. So enjoy your stitching this weekend. I'm sure there'll be a lot of good stitching going on. So yeah, have a blessed, happy new year. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next time.